6th meeting. Look them over if there's any questions. Otherwise, can I get a motion to accept the minutes?
I'll motion. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. All right, do we have any audience items tonight? No? All right, before we begin, I just want to welcome our newest member, Ashley Delaney, to the commission. She's taking the spot of Audrey Bell, who stepped down this last month. So just want to thank Audrey for her years of service to the commission as well. And welcome, Ashley.
Welcome.
You want to take a minute and just tell us about yourself?
Sure. My name is Ashley Delaney. I am pretty new to Polk City, but not new to the area. We have 3 little girls. We have a 4-year-old, a 6-year-old, and an 8-year-old, all at West. Professionally, I'm a professor at Iowa State in the School of Education.
Welcome.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
First item on the list is to consider a motion to recommend approval for the Polk City Economic Development Corporation to use the town square during the square lighting ceremony on Tuesday, December 5th.
And we do have Bridget with the chamber or the PCC EDC group in the audience to answer any questions.
Any questions about the square lighting or the activities surrounding such?
Maybe tell us a bit about the night.
So the night starts at 6 o'clock with the mayor turning on the lights in the square. And then from there, Santa comes in on the fire truck, pending there's not a fire call. I guess there was a close incident last year. And then Santa goes into the fire station where everyone lines up to see him. There's horse-drawn carriage rides around the square as well. And businesses have open houses. And then we do a punch card where if you collect punches from all the businesses that have signed up, then you get your name in the card in a drawing for prizes to be determined by the city.
Every year it's really fun. Yeah. A lot of things. Is the band playing in this year?
Yes, the band will be playing again as well. 5th grade band.
Yeah. Cute. Are there any changes from last year?
There is not. It's pretty much going to be the same. I am new this year. I just started in May, so I didn't want to do too many changes my first year, and the committee thought that as well too. So next year, but this year pretty much the same.
Do you have as many businesses as usual then?
Right now, I'm at 23 businesses and usually close to 35 sign up, but we still have 2 weeks left to sign up. So
Yeah.
All right, if there's no other questions, can I get a motion to recommend approval?
I'll motion to recommend.
Need a second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Next up, consider a motion to recommend approval for the library to use the town square. This is, in case you didn't realize, all the way in May of next year, including setup and tear down from 4 to 9 p.m. that evening. And the site plan is in front of you as well.
Is this multiple food trucks or just one? Like multiple. Looking at the map, she's got marked off multiple, but
I think what I heard is they don't know yet. They're still in the process of determining how many and which ones. It's their first year doing it, so I don't think they have a lot of experience in sourcing trucks. Yeah.
mm-hmm.
This could be like for farmers market?
For what?
Like during the farmers market?
no, this is it's a Friday,
Say
and
May
this is to
31st.
kick off their
This is a
summer
one-day
reading
event.
program.
Oh, okay.
And it's at the end of the school year.
Is it for only those in the reading program then? Or is it for, I don't know how you prevent anybody else, I guess.
They had a kickoff this year at the library, and it was so full. literally could not get into the library. The library was at capacity, like fire capacity. So I'm guessing they're trying to find a way to house all of the young families in Polk. So I would guess everybody would be welcome and they would. I would guess that's also why they don't know how many food trucks to invite because they're not sure how many. That's all speculation, by the way.
I was gonna say, the one thing that I saw when I looked at this, thinking there may be a lot of people here, is they need portable toilets. If there's gonna be a lot of people, there's the one, or there used to be one over by vendors, I don't know if it's still there, but I mean, I would say I don't remember seeing it. That might get a little dicey if you've got a bunch of younger kids there.
Yep.
Other than that, I didn't have any concerns with it other than kind of guessing how many were gonna be there, but that sounds like it's to come.
I was going to ask if you thought there'd be more people than at the square lighting. Just looking at that application.
No, I was gonna say the one thing with the lighting, that's a shorter time frame. A lot of people come, especially those that have fifth grade bands, they play and then they're normally slip out real quick.
Sure.
As well as a lot of the businesses being open for a little bit more flexibility. If this is a little bit later into the evening or at dinner time,
So
people are
this-
gonna linger around longer, I would think.
This looks like it's
It's the same
5:30 is when it starts. But yeah, food truck, picnic, magician, things like that as well. So
They are at the same duration. They're both 2 hours long.
that might be something to recommend to them and see if they want to include.
The tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Any other questions on the plan that's been submitted to us? Okay. And can I get a motion to recommend approval
I'll push and recommend.
in a second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? So carried. Mr. Morse. You're up,
Trees
sir.
are all wet, but they like it. Since I do have actually a couple more relevant to that. Since our last meeting, the Arbor League worked with the city and we planted 2 oak trees down at 12 Oaks Park. Since just in the last month, Bill and I have trimmed all of the trees at the sports complex, Miller Park, Leonard Park, Morse Family Park, Linear Park, Park Boulevard, the new trees on the square, at the school, and at the K Park. K Park, we wrapped the trees going back to trim. It's too wet. Just a reminder, all of those parks that I've listed, nearly every one of those trees were originally planted by the Polk City Arbor League. So we continue to do the maintenance on them. And I've taken several more big boulders up to Morris Family Park on West Side Drive. That's all I've got.
Is there any more room for more boulders up there?
I've been taking smaller ones out and putting bigger ones in.
Got it.
I've still got a supply of big ones, so I've got to exchange it.
Thank you for your hard work with that. All the
You're
parks
welcome.
look great.
Did the Arbor do the trees in Lost Lake Park?
We did not. No, that was a city. That was city work.
City work.
Council.
I don't have a lot to add. I'm gonna refer to Randy and let him report about the work that's been done in the parks, how far along we are on the project this year. We had a pretty substantial financial commitment and got a lot of things done in those parks. And I don't know if we'll be able to do that again next year, but I think you guys can start thinking about what you'd like to see for next year. And we can go to council on that. That's all.
Randy, anything to add? Or?
Yeah, I went through the parks with a punch list with Schneider Engineering and the contractor. There was just some small housekeeping items. I believe those are all done. So I think phase 1 is probably finished. Phase 2, if you guys were going to get together, is probably the playground at Lost Lake. Probably finish that off. 12 Oaks Park would be extending the bike trail out to Southside Drive. And then there'll be some issues with that pond that's in there, whether we need to dredge it or redo the shorelines or whatever we want to do with that. I know that bike trail is really close to Wendy Bockenstadt's property in the back, if not impossible to get there. We have been talking to her. She might be interested in trading some ground to make that happen. Simmer Park, the pads are in. I think the only thing would be phase 2 with that would probably be picnic tables. And I think we're going to leave that alone. And then Mike and I were talking that parking lot out front. We might try to throw something in the budget to asphalt that lot. I think we're just going to have trouble with that being a lot. Parks, as far as parks go, we finished winterizing the concession stand today. All the fountains are shut down for winter, and I think they're all pretty.
Any questions for either Randy or Ron?
Just since I'm new, is there somewhere to get copies of phase 1 and phase 2 so I know what you're talking
I'm looking at you.
Yeah, I can help you with that.
And thank you for the work you're doing for baseball at the sports complex.
Yeah, and you can bring that up like we said before about those backstops.
Yeah, we'll figure something out for those.
Yeah, and they're all behind the city shop. I got the clamps, the posts, everything's back. Those bases are too.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
Perfect.
All great.
Yeah, these batting cages.
Can I ask a question, Randy? Do you know, I don't know, what are the plans for up on Davis and 3rd Street? How have they left that all off?
You know, I haven't really heard other than I don't think we're going to be able to play ball on that next spring, obviously, with
Yeah.
the grass. But as far as I know, I think it was just that temporary ball field. That's all I've heard. So.
Okay.
Oh, the batting cages. I don't know if you guys noticed where we replaced the 2 cages. I've been talking to John Cleaver about that, and the posts are in. They're cemented down. We just need to wait till it's dry to get some rock spread in there, and then John will probably do nets next spring.
Yeah, I noticed that today.
Yeah, some of the poles didn't look like they were going to last too much longer.
No, that chain link fence one,
That's just dangerous having chain
Well,
link
yeah,
batting cage anyways.
I'm trying to figure out if it's been there 30, 35. I think it's been there almost as long as I feel like.
We practiced about 30 years ago. Sorry, I skipped you apparently.
No, that's fine. I don't have anything to report.
Okay. Anything from the commission? Any issues or topics you bring up?
I have a question. Has the emerald ash borer been spotted?
I can't say definitively, but I would probably say yes. Yeah, I know it's in the area. I'm suspect, actually, I just looked at the tree up at the school, that right by the construction entrance up there, I'm convinced it's been attacked by EAP, and I know it's in Polk County.
Yeah.
I know it's in West Des Moines or Ferndale, Windsor Heights,
And
and Ankeny. And I mean, they say by the time you see it, it's been here for 2 years, so even though I haven't seen the bug, I would say yes.
I feel like on my ash tree, there's been a lot of woodpeckers on it.
That's one sign of that.
Yeah. I was just curious if we had like a for sure it's here.
If it's not here now, it will be
Yeah.
soon. I mean, so I would just say as soon as, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, either treat them or remove.
And we're allowed to, is the city opening up their place to dump for even ash trees then? Okay.
Just Polk City.
Just,
We fight that a lot.
yeah.
Residents only.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Well, I would be curious, just from a process standpoint, we're getting to that time of year where we're looking towards next year and
You mean like
anyone,
budget wise or?
I guess, well, just process wise, that
So kind of like, what do we do to kick off phase 2 for some of these things we're talking about?
yeah,
or-
right. If a step is for us to offer some recommendations, how we have those conversations or how we do that, just add it onto or the next few meetings.
It's similar to what we did, what you guys did, what was that, almost 2 years ago now, with kind of the park prioritization and what you'd like to see in some of the parks. So maybe, a discussion item.
We did a lot of that walking around to the parks too.
Well, I think you would what she's talking about is more along the lines of, you know, earlier this year, we had some layouts of some equipment that we could use. At what point do we make the decisions on what we want to recommend to council to get? Is that what you're more specific rather than,
So we do have a lot of members.
and that's where I think it would be good to bring them,
Reach
yeah,
some-
bring them back in to see what was there, share those again, and make the decision on what we want to recommend to council on what to get. To Ron's point, you know, see what we can ask for and then see what's available. That's something we can add to the next agenda.
We certainly can. For the December agenda?
And then Becky, if you could get just out there, probably just out to everybody what we had kind of outlined for phase two.
Mhm.
I didn't bring my notes with me today, but I know there were some different examples that were shared, and I don't remember if those came from you, Randy, or if Snyder provided them. And we can just kind of talk through where we're at.
I think it would be good to have at least, you know, a preliminary discussion and revisit the phase two and look at options. And then, you know, have the preliminary, talk about it, and then maybe have another discussion item to recommend.
Because I would
approval.
assume we'd be planning for the 19-20 budget. Because didn't everything we did this year fall in the 18-19 budget?
Yeah.
So then it would be, you know, that gives us 6 months to kind of start preparing for what would be available come July.
And I don't know, we haven't started discussing as a council yet. We'll soon stay ahead of the curve.
And on that playground equipment, I don't know that we were sold on the 3 options that Snyder gave. So is there like a certain catalog or something that we could look at online? Like, is there a company that you like to go through more?
We've used Miracle Playgrounds a lot, and then, Ron, what's this guy for the town square?
I don't know who she was for that, but.
Well, that'd be probably through Bolin.
Let's see, I don't know, get some prices, see if we can get a better deal. I think school always used Miracle also.
And that's something that I have a lot of background in. The play areas. So if that's something that we want to talk more generically about, what kinds we want, if we're going right to the catalog, do that too.
And that might be good for the December discussion, to your point, to have what you'd like to see more of. And then that would help.
Sure, we want. So timing wise for the council to work on the budget, if we get some recommendations, that works.
Well, I think January is when we'll probably start talking about dollars. So, I mean, you don't have to be specific by then,
But we want to probably get you some sort of
but yeah, have a,
number. But if we talk generals in December, we'll meet before the council will in January, as long as there's agenda items. And then we could push that so you would have that for your first council meeting in January. That work for a good timeline?
I think that would be perfect, yeah. The budget needs to be finalized in March, I think, March 15th, is that right? Send it to the state. So, we need to get started.
Anything else? Otherwise, can I get a motion to adjourn until December 3rd?
Motion.
And a second? All in favor?
Aye.
What was the previous record for the shortest meeting?
Oh, it was
Like
short.
6 minutes.
In August? Okay, all right, okay.
Yeah, it's just a long one.
It was